Walden Wise grew out of a number of conversations that I had with Tracy Myers-Preston, who I worked closely with when I was the director of a behavioral health agency, and we worked at the state level on services for people. And one of our conversations led us to really come up with the idea of what would it be like if there was a world where children didn't have the kinds of traumas and difficult childhoods that would lead them to use substances or to have significant mental health issues. So out of that, we really said, what do we need to know? We know that in raising our own children successfully, we both have really strived and been proud of the job and the people that they are. What would other children benefit from? And not only are just anecdotal comments, but what does science tell us? And what we know is that we haven't really captured a lot of those kind of scientific research. And so we set about going after that, trying to get to the heart of the matter. What do kids need to have emotional well-being?
As a young mom, I was searching for answers about what would be best for my kids. My husband and I knew early on that we wanted them to have really robust childhoods that allowed kids to be kids, and it was hard to find supports. We could find tons of information about how to make them little adults, but not how to let them just be children and enjoy childhood. And when I started to search for answers, I could tell that there was research that was out there, but I couldn't get the information. I had to pay for it. I had to be an academic. I had to have special subscriptions to things. And most of the time, even when I got my hands on what seemed like really high quality research, that there was answers, I couldn't get beyond the abstract, right? So I got the short synopsis, but I didn't get to the heart of it because I didn't understand the jargon. I didn't have time. I had 4 little kids that I could sit and read and figure out what it means and look up each of the words and cross-reference things. So even if you could access information, it didn't have any real use in my life. It didn't empower me as a mom and as a parent to make a difference.
Science stayed out of sight and out of mind for so many people for so long. There's a lot of inertia in scientific communities and in academia. We're really used to doing things a certain way. You know, scientists have, for a lot of years, decades, since PhD programs came into existence, essentially, we've been trained to talk to other scientists. The way that we're trained to go about doing our work and who we are asked to present and share our work to has never really extended beyond the scientific community. Because of that, nobody from outside of the scientific community has really had an opportunity to look into that community and say, hey, you're talking about a lot of things that are super relevant to our lives. Can we please learn about it? Can we please know exactly what you're thinking and how you see these impacting day-to-day lives of real-world people? I think with the rise of things like popular science books that people often read, and more media that's focused on science and things of this nature in that domain, people are coming to realize that there's a whole world of information that hasn't been translated for most people and has only to this day been translated for scientists. So part of it is that scientists haven't been trained to communicate, and part of it is that people haven't known to ask. And I think now that people know to ask, and now that scientists are feeling more pressure and more of a push and understanding the benefits of communicating their science to the broader public, that I think is triggering a lot of change. Where change hasn't been as quick is in the youth emotional health space. I think because Walden brings together a community of folks and uplifts your collective voice and has this shared vision for what emotional health can look like and how it can be promoted in kids, that's what's going to get science out of this bubble that it's been living in, especially when it comes to youth well-being.